Hey, we should be live. So, we're at the Guppies Club meeting at the Moose Lodge. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Gonna run through the tables real quick. Then we're gonna get started here in about 10 minutes. And it's gonna be a talk from Dr. Anthony at the Amazon Research Center. And it's gonna be a good one. I'm just gonna stream it and you guys are just gonna watch. There is gonna be an auction later, and sadly y'all cannot bid on the auction unless you're here in person. So let's just get this thing started. Here we brought, this is from my house, albino bristlenose male. This is an albino pair, breeding pair, 3 zebra cara males, and some dwarf's edge. Some Bloody Mary shrimp. Ooh, I'm interested in those. Guppies, longfin white and citrus. Ooh, Osmani and Tinjo. Swordtails, guppies. Bundle of padchecks. Gardner eye killifish. Awesome. What's this? Chilatharina Caspy Wagi River rainbow fish, juveniles, in a breather bag. That's what's up. Got some Val, Lease killifish, Sarpe, super blue carries. Ooh, this is cool. Alder cones, maples, Japanese maple, some mops. What's this over here? Shirt. Oh, Amazon Research Center mug. That is nice. Paramecium culture. Lid not closed. Sweet.
I just wish that they would put one dial or one arrow and not 3 like they have on theirs.
This is the hat. What we got going on?
The reason I like the E-Heims if they do
More
fail.
Wagyu
Normally
River.
all they do
I think
is just
I'm
go
saying
out
that wrong.
cold and that's it.
What does it look like as an adult?
I have no clue.
Night cruiser code?
But they're a
That's when you
chilatharina,
can
so
tell
I
when you're
imagine
cold.
they get pretty large.
This is just $20. I bought on sale for 15.
No. After.
Ancistrus albino.
The what do you call it? The heater fails. It shuts it off. It doesn't go. It doesn't go
All right, guys. Let's get to sitting. Ryan, how's it going?
Hey, doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good. What'd you bring over?
Oh, just a few plants, some pearlweed, some crep chondrotophilia, something like that.
Yeah.
And some dwarf's edge.
Same.
And then figured I'd donate a whole bunch of hornwort.
Nice. That's a nice looking crypt there. Chondrofolia.
Yeah, those are cool.
I am streaming.
They don't love to be moved around, but they
Yeah.
usually bounce back, you know. Yep. You live?
Yes, I am live.
Sweet,
We're going to
man.
be streaming the meeting today. Hopefully get some more people involved with the club and get people looking into more local clubs.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Always like to promote our club and others.
Yeah, we got some cool people in here. Eduardo, Canasteo, Sunfish, Roxanne, Stephen P, Peplin, S, Scotty, Snoochie Booch.
Oh, Snoochie Booch just became a member of the Greater Portland Aquarium Society. I got to get him his member number.
Yep. Mystery Snow Guardians.
All right.
I hate stupid people.
F.
Lots of
killer people.
Adele. Awesome. So many people in
S.
here. S.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Awesome. Good to see everybody in here. Hope everyone's having a good day, and make sure you get involved with your local clubs or stick around with the stream. We're going to be going through the talk here in a little bit. PJ Palmer.
Yeah, that's a fun fish. Yeah, we did too. And since I've been back,
Getting everything set up here, guys.
got over COVID. They had COVID. It's fine. I mean, we both were really sick. Thank goodness for it. But I knew I was going to get it because one of our employees had it. I sent him home after I brought 2 COVID tests with me to Peru. This Sunday. So I used it on him one night. So, and they're so worried because most jobs, people don't work for any reason.
You join the show support, you may show up one day. Snoochie Boots, you make that drive. It's worth it. At least to Fishtoberfest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Kat is with us today. She is also a member. Yes, the video is off for now, and it'll get turned back on once the show gets started.
We both had to get tested. I was at 60.
All right, we should have power now.
Yeah, 2 days later.
Oh, it is cold.
Belly dancing
And so she
by Kenny.
Belly dancing by Kenny.
goes immediately to the hospital. Oh, you know, and they called her that night. Yeah, you have COVID. It's 5 days, 10 days. So she goes, come on out. Coffee on Friday.
Montana had 0 clubs. Yep. And I'm going to be streaming the whole 3 hours that we're going to be going. And hope y'all enjoy. This is going to be definitely a fun one. And if anyone is streaming right now, I apologize if I'm streaming over them. This is just a once a month meeting that happens every Sunday. And we're going to make the best of it because this is really fun. Love the clubs. Our club.
Yeah, you and your name energy drink.
I know, that's weird thing. Yeah. So,
Ian, did you catch them all in time?
Did I catch them all in time? Yes, I did.
I was helping.
The zebra acara were actually really pretty easy to catch. What's up, Ryan?
Not much. Are those your zebra acara?
Yep.
And what are they?
They're F1s from John.
Uh-huh.
I believe they're males because they all fight. I got 1 pair out of the 6 I bought.
Uh-huh.
So I kept 1 other male. He's in a different tank, but I didn't want to keep multiple males in the same tank. So I'm gonna auction them off.
Yeah. Nice.
And I also brought some a breeding pair of albino bristles, and they're from one of my first spawns that I raised. Cool. I think that's really
I think
cool.
I'll throw my phone out.
Multiple generations are breeding now.
Like you were alert.
That happens. Yeah, I brought albino bushy nose this time too.
You were.
I was in Peruvian still.
Yeah, I've never kept that other than cleanup crew.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was like, well, let's give it a try. And so I just fetched males and females out of different tanks and put them together, and there they go.
Yeah, and if you don't give them a cave, they'll find a cave and make it.
Right?
They're super easy to spawn.
After I went
I think
off.
it's interesting that a fair number of the kids just seem to starve to death though in an open tank.
Yeah.
I think it's really weird. I started raising them in those little Lee specimen containers. I drilled holes in them so that the water could flow through, and then I glued a nylon screen over it so they can get out. But if you keep them so that they are just right on top of the food all the time, they grow like crazy.
Yep.
And you don't lose any.
Yep.
So.
I had the best success breeding them in a 20-gallon with guppies, and the guppies bred with them, so it was kind of like a twofold. But man, we cranked out like hundreds.
Okay, guys, in a minute we're gonna get going.
Thank you, Eduardo.
Well, thank you, John. I don't want to praise you.
Another one. Oh my gosh.
Or let's see, drink it too.
Yeah, John does tend to be a bit of a two-fisted drinker.
I already got a beer.
I already got a beer. It's just, it's half though, right?
No, it's your not so favorite beer.
Oh,
The only IPA that
I did notice that. Well, thank you. Very kind. Very kind.
I wonder if Bateson's gonna come in. Bateson Genetics and his wife Emily. Yeah.
Sorry, my memory. I'm tired today. I don't feel good. I want it.
That's a nice piece of wood.
I want it.
There is some nice fish on the tables today, guys.
I look.
All right, guys, we're gonna get going here.
I saw swordtails, marble swords.
Oh,
Normally we don't rush you, but today we are been told by the club we have to be out no later than 3, so we're gonna get her going. So today we're gonna start with Miss Danielle. She's gonna go over some of the BAP stuff.
Okay, so as you all know, we have a back cap and IOP program here at Guppies, and we have several people who have won awards. So I'm gonna pass those out really quick.
That'd be better if you were up here. You need me to bring the box?
Yeah. we have-
While they're moving, I'll just say, Danny was partially handing off BAP to me last night, and it amazed me. It didn't amaze me what she did, but the volume of work that went into organizing the BAP. And I gotta say, anybody who takes part in these programs, we really owe Danny an enormous debt of gratitude for the hard work you put into it. So thank you very much.
So for anybody who have a back cap or anything, I do have sheets up here. I printed off different sheets for different people in the club that have that I have records of. So if you didn't get one of these, go ahead and see me and I'll find your name in here and give it to you. But to get this over with quickly so that we can do the time. So Ian Atkins reaching a horticulturist level with 15 qualified propagations.
Thanks.
There you are. That was
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
I don't think Jess Ballin is here. Oh, you are.
Yes.
There you go. Jess Ballin. And being recognized for achieving novice level with 5 qualified spawnings in the BAP program.
Very nice.
And me and Ken for breeder level award, breeder for 15 qualified spawnings.
There it is.
Wow.
And Ken and I again for 15 qualified propagations for the HAP program.
Awesome.
Kimberly Holtz for reaching novice level with 5 qualified propagations for the HAP
They don't matter.
program. Then is Landon here?
They don't matter.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Is that your wife?
Lisa Cree. I know she's
They're
here.
my sister.
Oh, I didn't see it.
So, reaching novice level of the breeder program with 5 qualified spawnings, and at the same time, getting the breeder level breeder for 15 qualified spawnings. Ryan Brown for intermediate level with 25 qualified propagations. All right, the next one's gonna be one of the real plaques, or the good plaques. Terry Johnson. Where did you sit? There you go. For reaching novice level breeder with 5 qualified spawnings.
Good job, Terry.
Matt Alexander, I do not see. Bill Luck, I do not see. All right. So if you want one of these sheets for a list of your submissions, please see me. I'll be back there. Okay.
If you guys don't know, Roland is what we call our speaker roper. He's the one that makes it possible and gets most of our speakers for us. And I'll have him introduce our speaker of the day.
Ken, it's a Wrangler.
Our speaker today comes from the Los Angeles area. He's quite an experienced, not only hobbyist, he's a professor. He started a research center down in Iquitos, Peru. There's a wealth of knowledge, and he's going to share some with us. And his focus today will be on conservation and
Some of it, yeah.
And does he have a name?
Yeah, my name is Dr. Anthony. I'm Anthony Massaro from Orange County. We like to say Los Angeles, LA. So this is just a picture of a typical fisherman in Iquitos, Peru. When fishermen go out and collect fish, normally really only during the dry season, they go after one species at a time. It's not like they're going out with large seines and collecting anything they can. I'll show you a picture of another fisherman later on and really what they do. So we all probably view it this way. Today's a Sunday, we should all be doing our fish worship. But people often ask me when I go to give talks at aquarium clubs, what do you do? So this is my view of what we all do. I like fish. Me and my friends look at fish all the time, and sometimes the fish are neat. We tell our friends about it, and our friends also like fish. And sometimes we have fish parties, and so now we know a lot about fish. So when people say, what do you do at your fish clubs? This is what you do.
you nerd out, man.
Yeah, we nerd out. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is a little bit about what we do at the Research Center in Peru. And then I will talk at the end about what we can do as fish hobbyists for conservation efforts for fish. So first, what I do for my professional research and what we do at the Research Center. The Research Center is the only research center in the entire world that is devoted to ornamental fishing. There's plenty of research centers in every country. Research centers here in Oregon, with Oregon State. looking at food fish, but we are the only research center in the entire world that is devoted solely for ornamental fishes. In other words, aquarium fish. What's happening to those aquarium fishes in the wild? How can we alleviate some of those problems? We look at diseases, parasites that occur in the ornamental fish trade, primarily at the exporter level. My main research for professionally is I look at invasive species. You know, here in Oregon, we have you guys have plenty of invasive species. There's invasive species all over the world. But in the Amazon, it's not something that most people have looked at. And in Iquitos, there are two prime invasives that I've been doing most of my research on. The first is the blue Grammy. In the 70s, there was a fish farmer who brought in about 30 or 40 different species of fish all over the world to breed fish and to sell them within Peru itself. During the rainy season, all his ponds flooded, everything went into the river, and the only species that actually survived were blue Grammy. Now blue Grammy in the area number in the billions. And so we're looking at some of the effects that blue Grammy have on the other fish species. Guppies are native to South America, but they're native to Venezuela, northern Venezuela, and Trinidad and Tobago. They have been brought all over the world for mosquito control. Primarily in Peru, it's for dengue fever and for malaria. Someone in the UN said, guppies. Here in the US, it's this mosquito fish. Even though mosquito fish belong on the East Coast, they don't belong here. But our government has brought them all over the place to control mosquitoes. Well, in Peru, the killifish that they have do a marvelous job at controlling mosquitoes. But the government said, this is a better fish. The better fish has problems. So let's first talk about blue Grammy. Typical ugly, for those who like Grammies. I'm not a blue Grammy fan anymore. So the peak area is a really terrible slide. In science, we're told never tell people it's a terrible slide, because some people may think, oh, that's a really good slide. Now that I said it's terrible, you all say, oh, it's a terrible slide. The pink areas are where they've been introduced. The green areas where they're native to Southeast Asia. There are a few countries like India has now considered them to be a native species. It is caught wild for exportation in the aquarium trade. So we call that naturalized. Yes, sir.
Did they stay blue more, or did they revert back?
They stay. You can see the picture of the dead one. It's more of a grayish color. There are some blue. I'll show you a picture of one that's in the water. You can actually see it really well. Blue Grammy do cause problems other than competition. In Australia, any blue or any Grammy that's brought into the country must be quarantined for at least 2 weeks, primarily because they carry a retrovirus that can and will attack the Murray cod, which is an endangered species in Australia. And it's also one of the traditional food fishes for the Aboriginal people. So it's a very important fish. And the Grammies, if they get loose, this virus will affect those populations. So this is Iquitos, Peru. We'll come back to a picture to show really where it is geographically in Peru. All the orange areas indicate where we actually captured Grammies at. The center of the dispersal was in this area. This is the Kisakocha area. That's where that pond, the ponds were. This side is the Menai River. This side is the Itaya River. And the river that is above is the main stem of the Amazon River. So it's dispersed from one side to the other. And again, you collect in these areas, and these areas primarily have Grammy. So this is the Kisakocha. What you see here are these streams that lead from the city into the main stem of the rivers, and this is where the Grammies like to hang out. It's a great habitat for these fish. Most of us would not want to go swimming in it, not want to put our feet in it. These are open sewage systems. And we know open sewage systems have very little oxygen. All that decomposition is taking place, stripping the water of oxygen. Well, Grammies belong to the labyrinth group. They breathe atmospheric oxygen. These streams during their summertime get really hot, up to 100 degrees. And this is when these fish are breeding. Well, they breed all year long. But since there's really no predators here, the population is uncontrolled. It's unchecked. And so at certain times of the year, you get massive amounts of babies along with your adults. So it's a thriving population. They make it out to the main stem of the river, and they can go anywhere they want. So a typical collection site is something like this. We go in, this water during the low water is probably no more than 6 inches deep. And you go in, catch as many as you can, and then we look at various aspects of their life history. You can see how high the water does raise in the rainy season, and this is when these fish will disperse out to other areas. So this water here serves as the people's washing water. They do their dishes. Here is a nice little outhouse. And so the water serves very multiple purposes. And the Grammy just love this water. And this is that same area just adjacent to it during high water. The whole area floods. Nice, good, fresh water. The other fish come in. They don't really feed on the Grammy very much, so the Grammy really don't have predators that will control their population. And here you can see a typical blue Grammy. You can see some other fish. Among them are guppies. And so in some areas, all you'll find are invasive species. So we're really interested in two aspects of the impacts. We're looking at reproduction of these fish. Do they outproduce the native fishes? Also, we're looking at competition for food. Are they outcompeting the native fishes for food? So let's start first talking about reproduction. We know Grammies, typical bubble nesters. The male will build a bubble nest. He'll court a female. They'll embrace. As she releases the eggs, he fertilizes them, and then he'll take care of the eggs and the babies while they're in the bubble nest. She'll go off, maybe find another male in a couple days, and repeat this cycle. If we look at the gonadal tissue, primarily in females, it's really the best indication of reproductive season. And this is the percent of the gonad tissue to the body weight. A typical fish that shows a breeding season will have very little gonadal tissue during the non-reproductive season because it's very energetically expensive. And then during the reproductive season, you see this high peak. So most fish that we know of, especially in the West Coast, are going to have these reproductive cycles. The salmon. You catch salmon outside of the reproductive season, very little gonadal tissue. Your fish, if you have seasonal breeders for your fish, they die, you go in and look at them, there's not going to be any gonadal tissue. You think, oh, they're sterile. Well, they only come once a year normally, unless you artificially do something to them. If a fish breeds all year round, this is what you'll see. Some fluctuations in the amount of tissue, but overall it's a decent, nice, flat line throughout the year, indicating there are individuals during every month of the year that are reproducing. So what we do is we go in, cut out the gonads of the female, and weigh them and compare them against the body weight. We did this every 2 weeks for an entire year. We captured 50 fish, sacrificed them, cut them open. If they're females, then we weighed their tissues. And this was only calculated for females because males a little bit different things happening in males. And this is what we found. We found some fluctuations, but overall we found a flat line showing that these things are reproducing all year long, where the other fishes in the area are only reproducing during January to April, maybe December to April, during the high water mark. So you're out competing your competitors in the reproductive idea by 3 times because you're able to breed all throughout the year. So another thing we've looked at is competition for food. And the only competition for food I really could come up with was Nathan's hot dog eating contest in Silicon Valley. They love this picture because Joey Chestnut is a local San Jose boy. And so he's always, last 10 years, he's the world record holder. So this is a gourami cut open, looking at its intestinal tract. If you don't know anything about what a fish eats, if you look at its intestinal tract, it'll give you a good idea of what they eat. Short intestinal tract means that it's a carnivore. Long intestinal tract means it's probably going to have some plant material in its diet. It takes much longer to digest that, the plant material. But in Southeast Asia, where they're native, gouramis eat zooplankton, macroinvertebrates, insect larvae, aquatic plants, terrestrial plants, and detritus. So they eat anything. So if you have gourami at your place, at home, trying to breed them, doesn't matter what you feed. Feed them shoe leather. Again, same picture. Capture the fish, and this is a typical gourami intestinal stuff. You have to tease it apart to find what it eats. We classify everything that it eats based upon if we can identify body parts of insects, plant parts, or if it's just other things. Yes, ma'am.
All right, just a really quick question. So you're looking at the female.
No, in this case, we're looking at all the fish.
I'm going back.
Oh, going back to reproduction.
So you're looking at the female.
Yes.
Likelihood of being fertile.
Yes.
Were you looking at males and whether they were?
No, because male reproductive tissues are very cheap in terms of energy expenditure. So it's not costing the males a lot even to have gonadal tissue throughout the year. And their gonadal tissue doesn't grow like it does in the females. Females really show this cycle.
The females need the male.
They feed the male. Males are ready anytime.
Okay.
Even in fish that show this periodicity.
But the review of the males appears that the males are ready and willing, or able, or
males only have about 1%, less than 1% gonadal weight, body weight. In non-reproductive season, they may have a half percent.
So there are enough to.
Yes.
To.
Yep. It's always males that are ready.
Okay. Thank you.
So let's look at what these fish are eating. Yeah, you know. So these are all the fish that we captured with the gourami. So gourami's top, Dyneema, combinate sometimes it's coral catfish, yes. Astanix, one of the tetras, Pictus cat, Cyclosoma, one of the little cichlid, Triporthris. You know what this is? Yeah, what you call the giant hatchetfish. They call it the sardina in Peru. Banjo cat, vulture, Kuramata, Lima catfish, and so on. So these were all the fish that we caught. You can see that some of them, like we go down to Crinocycla, the pike cichlids, very few peacock bass. And that's typically what you find anyway. These are the predators. There's going to be a lot fewer predators than there are of these fish that eat everything. So this really is a typical food chain, a food web that you see in most of the system. And so this is seeing how many we caught, almost 1,000 gourami. What they ate: detritus, plant fiber, insect larvae, Chironomus, tubifex worms, fly, so we saw fly parts, algae, fish parts, ants, fish, and others. Others was a great category. Because in the Grammy, we found pieces of charcoal, we found pieces of rice, we found fish scales, we found everything. At first you say, are these things scale eaters? Because typically with scale eaters, you see scale. Well, if you combine that with pieces of carbon, charcoal, and rice, what they're doing is because people are cleaning their plates with this water, the grub are just eating anything that's coming into their environment, including garbage. And so they're eating everything. Now, with this type of data, what you do is you compare and contrast. To figure out if a fish is in competition, you do a calculation. I won't bore you with what the whole calculation, but it's called the Sorensen Index. And the Sorensen Index, the similarity index, if you get 60 and above, that means they're in competition. It's just an arbitrary number that they use. And you can see these are the fish that are in direct competition with the Grammy. Amazonorum, porthole, sardine, culture tetra, pictus cat, banjo cat, one of the threaded wolf fishes, they only get about 6 inches long, and pink-tailed couch or red-tailed couches. So out of this, and we come here to even the pike cichlids, they're almost in competition. If we would have collected a couple more, maybe it would have shown it to be in competition. But what it says is the Grammy are in direct competition with these other fish. And the fact that 90% of the fish that we caught are Grammy, it really shows that they're out competing those other fish for food in the area. Another thing we looked at is thermal limits. With the idea that global warming is occurring in the Amazon, it's having a dramatic effect, primarily in that what we see is the rainy season becoming later and later in the year. I just got back from 6 weeks in Peru on Monday. This is supposed to be the rainy season right now. In those 6 weeks that I was there, it rained 3 days. The water is very low right now in all the rivers in Iquitos. And that's bad for the fish for 2 reasons. One, that's the only time fishermen can catch fish. Low water, easy to catch fish. So they're catching lots of fish right now. Second reason why it's bad is this is supposed to be the reproductive season. When the forest gets flooded, food becomes available, and that's when fish reproduce. The water gets cold, comes back up. The fish aren't breeding this year. 10 years ago, it happened with the 100-year drought in the Amazon. We saw the same thing. Fish populations took a big decline the next 3 or 4 years because there wasn't recruitment of those baby fish that were recruited into the adult population. So what we did is we looked at the thermal max, it's the temperature at which the fish can handle hot water. Above that, they become really lethargic and they don't want to move. We don't kill the fish, we just put them back. They're totally fine. So what we did is we compared guppies to Rivulus rectocaudatus, which is the killifish that you find. Well, what we do is in streams that we have guppies, we don't find rectocaudatus. In adjacent streams without guppies, we find the red-spotted killifish. So it indicates to us that guppies are out competing. And we brought them into the lab, and in tanks that we had both guppies and rectocaudatus, the rectocaudatus became much more aggressive in finding food. Normally, they stay hidden in the leaves. So when they're by themselves, they just stay hidden in the leaves. Also, after we took off all the fish, after the study was done, I kept the tanks going. In every tank that just had rectocaudatus, we had babies. Every tank that had them both, no babies. So in fact, what's happening is the guppies are also eating the eggs of the killifish. So we compared critical max temperatures for guppies against killifish, and then the top 3 competitors for that blue Grammy have in the other native fishes, the sardina, the small cyclosoma, and the porthole catfish. So first let's look at guppies. So here is not rivlet, it used to be called rivlet, but here's Rectocaudata. You can see the maximum temperature they could handle is about 34 degrees Celsius, which is, about 87, 88, 89 maybe. And for guppies, 37 is 98.6, so they can almost handle, they pretty much handle the 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So of that, they kind of don't do very well. So if you have guppies, you want to increase their reproductive rate, pump that temperature up. You can pump food up, but it's not going to kill the fish at all. If we look at the thermal max in blue Grammy, here is the porthole. Here is sardina. Their thermal max is relatively low, but the Amazonorum, typical cichlid, also has a rather high thermal max. And there's really, in statistical analysis, there's no difference between these two fish. These two fish are much different than those two fish. So temperature gets too hot, maybe we'll have that Amazonorum there, but we know we're going to have blue Grammy. If the water gets stripped of oxygen, more likely the Amazonorum are going to drop out, because even though they can come to the surface to gulp air, we know that Grammies are adapted for those types of environments. Lately, though, what we've been seeing in the environment is tilapia. About 4 years ago, my students and I did a study using environmental DNA, which you go in and you just filter the water, have that water analyzed, and you can detect DNA of every fish that's in the system. That was the first time that we were able to detect tilapia. We caught one tilapia that year. Now, there was a fish farmer who fed his Arapima tilapia. Those farms flooded, and now we have tilapia everywhere. Of all the fish to worry about, tilapia is the one to worry about, because we know tilapia in their native environments are vegetarians, but they get into other environments. In California, tilapia were brought in to eat the hydrilla problems that we have in the irrigation canal. Well, the tilapia didn't eat the hydrilla. They ate all the native fish. In fact, if you go to Salton Sea, 99% of the fish in Salton Sea now are tilapia. And these are areas that used to have desert pupfish that we don't have. So tilapia are highly adaptive. So this is the fish to really worry about. I forgot to plug in my computer. Oh! So let's talk a little bit about the research center directly and what we do at the research. Oh, what's going on? Searching for source. No. No, I unplugged it. That's why I unplugged it. No. Okay. So, Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes, still low back. Sorry. So, it is in the northwest corner of Peru. Here is Peru. Out in the middle of the Amazon basin, there are 3 rivers that surround Iquitos. As I said, this is the Amazon River. Unless you're Brazilian, then it's called the Solimões River. Brazilians believe the Amazon only starts when the Solimões and Rio Negro come together. That is the Amazon River. The rest of the world says, doesn't matter to us. Then we have the Itaia River, the Nanai River, and there's a river that comes off the Nanai, the Rio Mamão. So Iquitos is basically an island in the Amazon. It's the largest city in South America that you can't drive to. The only way you can get to Iquitos is to fly in. You have to fly from Lima, which is down here, and fly back up, or take a riverboat. If you come from the mouth of the Amazon in Brazil, it's about a 1 month boat ride. Slow boat to Iquitos. So here's a close-up of Iquitos. You can see the Amazon, the Ataya. The airport is here, just to south of the town. There is one road that goes out of Iquitos. It goes to a river port city called Nauta, which is about 45 minutes away. And when people say I'm going to go to Nauta, it's an all-day long affair. For us to drive 45 miles, no. But transportation isn't the best there. People drive around in moto taxis, which are three-wheel taxis. In Southeast Asia, they call them tuk-tuks, and they go about 35 miles an hour. So it takes you a good 2 hours to get there. Or you take a colectivo, which is a van, an 8-passenger van that they pump in about 12 people with everybody's bags, chickens, you name it, eggs, carrying 5 crates of eggs. Not the most comfortable. So again, here's the airport. Our research center is located 7.5 kilometers south of the city of Iquitos on the Nauta Road. Here is Rio Itaya, the Rio Nanay. So the research center does not sit on a river, but it sits on land that was originally developed for housing development. We had the opportunity to buy it in 2010, so we jumped on the chance. Now there is a big lake here called Lake Kisakocha. It's a very important lake in that it is a peat lake. So it receives all of its water from not rain directly, but seepage through the soil into the lake. So the lake has a pH of about 4.2, really darkly stained lake, a very unique lake, but unfortunately what happens with this lake in the past is when the authorities would confiscate fish that were illegally exported out of the country, they didn't know what to do with the fish. So what they did is they dumped everything into this lake. So a unique system that is only found, peat lakes are only found in northern latitudes, in England, Scandinavia. Very unique lake has been ruined because of their lack of foresight. So the research center itself, if you go to Google Maps, you can actually follow the progression of any city in Google Maps. Google Maps goes back to 1966. They use all satellite maps. So you can plot the development of any place in the world. And so this is from last summer. Every August it gets updated. So right now we're building a public aquarium. It's 2 years behind schedule because of COVID, and I'll show you some of the things we're done. We have an office laboratory complex. We have a wet lab, a big fish lab that's filled with aquariums that we do some of our work. We do all our quarantine there before we put fish in the public aquarium. We have modern dorms. We have 4 dorm rooms with their own bathroom, air conditioner, fans, double or triple occupancy. When I designed the dorms and the facility, I wanted to make it what I call American comfort, which means air conditioning, which means hot water, cold water, running all the time. We have a generator now. When, yes, modern plumbing. We have a septic system. In Peru, you do not flush toilet paper down the toilet. There's a trash can next to it. I'm American. I can't do that. I just can't. We have a modern septic system. So it's okay to flush here within reason. And we have washer, a clothes washer, and a dryer. There was one dryer in all of Iquitos, in a city of 750,000 people that you could buy. I bought it. You put things out to dry in the Amazon with 100% humidity. It doesn't dry. If you have a white t-shirt, you put it out, it becomes green and black from mold. So dry is very important. Kitchen, dining room complex. It's comfortable. I live there. 3 or 4 months out of the year. I don't want to live someplace that's not comfortable. I've been to research centers where you have a fan in the room and it's 110 degrees, an oscillating fan, and every time that fan's not oscillating on you, you sweat. And you just wish all night long, give me that fan. I shared a room with my brother once in the Caribbean on Curacao at a research center. Miserable. Not because my brother was kind of miserable, my brother was there, but that's another story. So at the research center, we're interested in conservation issues. Education is our main goal there. 2 reasons. Education in that we're educating, setting up training workshops for local fishermen to sustainably breed fish during the rainy season because they're not having an income there. Gets them away from other destructive things that they can do in the environment. They have a steady income all year long. One thing that happens during the summer is that they tend to overfish. If they get a penny a fish for 100 fish, I'm going to give you 1,000 fish. But there's a business problem there, and that's supply and demand. When they give 1,000 fish, the fish price goes down to 1/10 of a penny. So what do you do to get more money? Catch more fish. So it's a never-ending losing proposition for these fishermen. The fish that we spend $20, $30 in the pet store, they sell like Pistogramma bikinniana, small Pistogramma from the area. 100 Pistogramma for 10 cents. Okay, that's a $30, $40 fish for a pair here in the US. We do research. We also do infrastructure. We help the small village that we're in with some of the infrastructure in the village. These are some of the fish that we're interested in doing. This is a Pistogramma altotapici, which is an undescribed fish that has really been over-collected in the past 5 years. It's becoming very rare in the Ucayali River, which is about 10 hours south of us on a boat. So we have actually brought these into our facility and bred or raised them in ponds. So we're showing the fishermen that without even feeding the fish, because there's so much natural food in the water in these ponds, that they can raise successfully and sustainably some of these fish. Another fish that is becoming much rarer is the Camellia loricarid. You used to be able to get them in Peru, large 8, 9-inch individuals. The fishermen love these fish because a fish that size, they can get $25 each. The local income, daily income wage for Peruvians in this area is $10 a day. So one fish gives you 2.5 times the daily wage. So they were bringing these in by the 30s, 40s, large ones. Now the only ones they bring in are tiny, tiny babies. And they're now only getting $3 or $4. Still a good price, but they've been greatly over collected. And these have been bred in the US, but they're still very rare fish. So again, we bring the fishermen in, teach them how to dig ponds, water table, such that you dig about 3 feet down. Next day, you have a perfectly clear pond because the water table is 6 inches below the ground level. And so when they collect fish, this is a collection of some of the catfish. They're only going after this catfish. There may be 10,000 catfish. Those that don't survive, no big thing, they just eat them. So but what happens, about 50% of the fish don't survive the exportation phase. Another 25% of the fish die at the wholesaler's tank. And then when they go to the retailer's tank, they figure another 25% die there. So from that original 10,000 fish, there may be only 300 or 400 fish left that we buy. So these fish, that's why fish tend to be high priced. Here's another fisherman collecting plecos. But these aren't intended for the pet trade. Plecos are used as an ingredient in soup, primarily for the fish taste or if through reproductive season, they take the fish eggs. Pleco does not have much meat on it. If you fry a pleco up, you have a bone. So they're really not eating the meat, but they catch them by the thousands. You know, the fish market, by the thousands, they're there at the fish market. And so this is one of the typical hauls from the angelfish collector. This guy here is a fisherman that I've used for the past 15 years, Roberto, and we were out one day just observing what he was doing, and he was specifically looking for Peruvian angelfish. Peru, a lot of people call these Peruvian ultums. They're called ultums primarily because when they're small, they have a very small disc of a body, but their fins are really high. As they grow, the fins don't get any larger. The body grows into the fin. So as babies, they look like ultim angelfish. As adults, they look nothing like ultim. As we know, because we have a master ultim breeder here in this group. I won't name names because he won't give me any fish. The one fish that is really important to us is the red pencil. Fairly common in the hobby. But people don't realize this is a critically endangered fish. Overcollection and habitat degradation has really impacted this fish. And they're collected, so here is a Kitos here. They're collected way up there. That is a 2-day boat ride. So you can imagine fishermen collect all these fish. An intermediary loads them up on the boat, not a fast boat, a slow boat to China. Slow boat, this is the Rio Nanai. Takes 2 days at least to get to Iquitos. If it's hot, most of those fish die. And so what we are doing now, it's a study we just started, is we empty one of our ponds. We want to make sure it's completely devoid of any fish. There's a lot of symbranchiate eels that just magically appear in your ponds, guppies, Grammy, you name it now. We completely emptied it, cleaned it out of any fish, and then we slowly raised the water back up. And we were able to purchase 100 fish, 50 males, 50 females. No one knows what their breeding is like. So we put in 100 fish into this pond. And this is our resident director, Carlos, putting the fish in the ponds, and we just put them in 2 days before I left. When I return in June, we're going to then seine this pond to see if we had successful reproduction. 6 months should be plenty of time for these fish to reach size that we can collect, and see if it's doable. If it is doable, what we'll do is we'll set up a series of breeding ponds for these fish, and we will then reintroduce them back into the environment. It's not an easy proposition. You know that to put something back in the wild, there must be really extra precautions that take place. You don't want to introduce any diseases, but we have the government's backing and blessing to do this, to start this program. So hopefully it's going to be a successful program. We're all about environmental education for the kids. There's over 300 species of fish that are exported out of Iquitos for the aquarium trade. You talk to most people, they know 5 fish. They know 5 fish because that's the fish they eat. People have no idea the prize that they have in their water. So with this education, we're going to reach out to the elementary schools. We're going to start a junior conservation program where we teach them about environmental education. We have a mascot developed for the research center. Everybody remembers Alex Williamson. He's actually a graphic artist, and so he is designing my wife actually designed it. He's doing all the artistic work. This is Nalda, which means strength in the local language. There is a myth that pink dolphins can become humans. And so Nalda is a pink dolphin, the daughter of the dolphin king that comes and appears to people to teach them about environmental education. So my wife has developed this entire story a beautiful story that once we have the aquarium open, she will be one of the center stars. Not my wife, but no. So this is the aquarium of the Amazon. We're just building it. We're about 3/4 of the way through. We just got all our filtration systems in from Lima. As you enter the aquarium, what you have here is, we call this the tunnel tank. This is a tank that is 10 feet long, 6 feet high, and at the top it's 6 foot tall. Americans, we have a little bit hard time getting in, but Peruvians tend to be very small people. And this is going to be filled with 4 or 5 different species of tetras, about 10,000 species, or 10,000 individuals in there. So this is, as you walk into the aquarium, this is what everybody's going to walk through to see. Right in front of here is a stingray tank. There are about 10 different species of stingray in the area, so we want to have the stingray tank for them to look at. Here, this is a 6 foot by 6 foot by 6 foot tall center tank that is going to be filled with the wild angels, the red spotted green discus, some of the corydoras. Discus are not native to the Rio Nanai. They were brought in by accident. Plane crash or ran out of gas. They emptied all their fish, the discus that they brought in from Brazil, into this area. But even though it's not native, it's one of the prized fish in the area. But most people don't realize, even the natives don't realize the story behind how discus got in there. So here's another photo. All the way in the back is a large panel tank that's 20 feet long, 6 feet high, 6 feet deep. It's a 4-inch thick piece of acrylic that we brought in from China. That's where we're going to have the larger fish for people to look at, some Maripima, some of the large silver dollars, pacu, some of the larger catfish. Along both sides, we have a series of tanks that will have some of the piranha species. We're going to highlight very specific habitats within the area. So we're only going to have fishes from the surrounding area. The only 2 or 3 that are not from the area are we're going to have 2 tanks of the non-native fishes and talk about their impact in the area. Also, we're going to have a nocturnal room. So this is a room where you go into, it's going to be totally blacked out, red lights, because most fish can't perceive the red light, so they're going to think it's nighttime. So here we're going to have the fishes that only come out at night, that the people have no idea. They're kind of afraid of the water at night. And this is going to give them an idea of some of the night fish that come out, the wood cats that come out, and some of the other nocturnal fish. So we have a total of about 30,000 gallons worth of water in this area, in our aquarium. Another thing we're doing is we're working with the local authorities to try to curb black market fish. Black market fish, aquarium fishes are a big problem. If you've ever seen in the last 4 or 5 years, Tigrinus catfish from Peru, wild Oscars from Peru, these are all illegal fish. We have not been able to get permits for Tigrinus cats out of Peru for the past 7 years, and you can't get Oscars legally out of Peru. Any fish that is considered a food fish is illegal to export. Tigrinus, because they're food fish, but they're also becoming rarer and rarer. So what we are now is we're the only certified facility that can receive these illegal fish. So we are the receiving center for all the black market fish that are trying to be exported out of Peru. Here is a stingray. Stingray now needs CITES permits. So this stingray did not have CITES permits, so we have it at our facility. And so there it is, a better view. We do have some large, giant electric eels, or electric knifefish, as properly they are. They are legal, but these were found in an illegal shipment of catfish. There's 5 electric eels that were in the top bag. And below that were bags of catfish. And these were some of the catfish that were in those bags. We have tigrinus cats, Durensis cat, more tigrinus, and this cat here, Brachyplatystomata. Large catfish, close up of it. So below that, they had about 50 illegal catfish. The Pieriba, which is, this is a baby. This is the size of this fish can get. These fish do not belong in the hobby. Sure, they're nice looking catfish when they're small, but this is what they can reach. No one has facilities for these in their home, much less red-tailed cats, which can get 4 or 5 feet long. You always see in pet stores baby red-tailed catfish. They're pretty cute, but they're going to outgrow your system. And that's how big the Pieriba used to get. Don't find them that much this size because they've been overfished. But this is a fish that lives from the mouth of the Amazon all the way up to the foot of the Andes. That population, the individuals migrate throughout the Amazon. So catching them in one area can greatly affect the entire Amazon basin. The Tigrinus and Durensis catfish, we were supposed to re-release them into the wild. We had it all set up. The government officials came to us and said, we're going to set this release date. And we were perfectly happy with that. They came back in because the National Research Center, which is about a mile from us, it's an aquaculture food fish research center, also received some of these catfish. In the past 10 years, they've received 15,000 catfish. 0 have survived. So the government officials came to us, looked at how well the catfish were doing, and said, we do not want you to release these catfish. We want you to start an artificial breeding program. So we're going to be the first center to try to raise these in captivity and breed them in captivity. Durensis, it comes and goes. It's not like Tigrinus, but Durensis, yes, they still come occasionally. So, we do take.
Seemed a little worried.
Don't worry.
Whoa, hang on a second.
No one's gonna go to the West Pod, wait in line for an hour to get into the store like we did yesterday and check you out. So we do take interns, we do take volunteers. So if you're interested in volunteering or coming to do research interns, or college students call it an internship. People like us, we call it volunteering. The same thing. You can work in the aquarium, work on the research, go help us collect fish. A lot of things you can do. We've had interns in the past. There are the 2 interns that we had in the past that actually happened to be my students at the time. So how can you get involved in conservation efforts? Sometimes if there's not conservation efforts at the beginning, there should be conservation efforts on the back end. And that's where aquarists come into this. You can go to the ICUN and look at the red lists of fish, look at the fish from each geographic area that is endangered, critically endangered, or threatened. And they propose a lot of different things. But you can do things as a home aquarist. One thing is you can get involved in organizations. I'm just going to highlight 4. Shoal is a group that we're actually associated with. We have a partnership with. They're out of the United Kingdom, and they're concerned with all freshwater species, so not just fish, but anything that lives in fresh water. More locally, in Mexico, we have, here in America as well, we have the Good Working Group. This is a great organization. This is one of the few organizations that has been able to reestablish fish that have gone extinct in the wild, which is not an easy proposition. So I really applaud them. We've had their group come and talk to. We have a speaker series, and they've come and talked to us. I want to just highlight Project Piaba. People say, oh, why are you talking about them? They're your competitor. We're all trying to do the same thing. One thing we must realize about Project Piaba, buy a fish, save a tree. Even though they have a discus as their emblem, they stole it from me. That's our emblem. They're concerned with what fish species. That's the Cardinal Tetra. Cardinal Tetra are a fish that's very short-lived, high reproductive output. So you can collect them over and over again without really affecting the population. But you can't do that with all fish. Cichlids, you're not going to be able to do that. So people think Project Piaba is about saving all fish. Well, they are, but they're really concerned with the Cardinal Tetra. And the last group I want to highlight is probably the most important group. You know, we look at things a little bit differently than Project Piaba. We believe we can have sustainable breeding for fish. And that's what we want to do with these aquarium fishes, to have sustainable breeding in situ, in the countries themselves. But what can home aquarists do? I mean, you know, this is the Guppies. In England, there is a group of hobbyists that got together that started this Guppies working group and decided to start breeding these fish. And they only breed these fish. In the Netherlands, there is a whole aquarium that just breeds these fish. And so they do a really good job. If your club is not involved in, you should get involved with the CARES group. This is priority. When CARES was first brought about, it was only concerned with cichlids because it was the American Cichlid Association that first developed it. And now they have all the different groups of fish. So find a CARES species to help breed, and you can help save that fish from extinction. Maybe extinct in the wild, but it won't be extinct from the hobby. And we want to keep our hobby going by having some of these fish that are now extinct that we can highlight and say, look, we are trying to save some of these species from total extinction. People will argue, well, is it really extinct? That's not for me to argue yes or no. Because if we look at examples, celestial pearl Danios are bred by the billions in Southeast Asia. 2 or 3 years after they first were discovered in Myanmar, they disappeared. They're only found in 3 or 4 small swamps. You know, beautiful species. When I first saw these, first thing that struck me was, well, it's a trout. You know, but little did I know they're inch long. On the magazine, when you first see them on the cover, you think, oh, a nice big fish. It's a gorgeous fish. But it's still part of the hobby. It's still alive because of breeders, home breeders. There's some up here, BAP program. These are fish that we should keep going in the hobby. Another fish I was quite surprised, red-tailed sharks, extinct in China now. Probably primary from habitat degradation, but still very common in the hobby. Not as common as it used to be because the fish that a lot of people don't want. They want more exotic stuff. But this is a fish that's been kept alive in the hobby because of the breeders in Southeast Asia. They should be applauded. So, I may or may not accept your donations. Please. No. There's an easy way to donate to any organization. If you believe in a nonprofit, go to Amazon. Sign up for Amazon Smiles. Of course, I want you to do the Amazon Research Center as your nonprofit, but American Heart Association, American Cancer Society, Boys and Girls Club, Red Cross, all these organizations probably have a listing in Amazon Smile. Amazon Smile costs us nothing. As part of Amazon, Amazon donates 1% of 0.1% or something, small amount, but every little bit helps when you're talking small nonprofits. And we're a small nonprofit. So, again, that Amazon Research Center, please, but it's something that we all should be doing for any nonprofit that you're interested in donating. If you want to follow us, we have our website, amazonresearchcenter.org, that we highlight everything that we're doing. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Instagram and Facebook are tied together. Usually a post comes out once every 2 or 3 days on Instagram that's posted on Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel, Amazon Research Center for Emerald Fishes. There I'll post updates. The most recent one was a week ago looking at the aquarium and my wife describing what we're doing in the aquarium. Again, we have a series of talks called Talk to the Experts that we do on Saturday mornings. Our next guest will be Paul Lazelle, which many of us know. Paul has worked in Madagascar since he was a graduate student. He's now retired, but he's going to talk to us about conservation efforts in Madagascar concerning what's happening with their fish. If you're interested in attending these are, you have to sign up for it, then you get the Zoom, whatever the number is. Email rmaze@amazonresearchcenter.org. My wife handles all that invitation. And first, you're the first to hear this. First people in the world to hear this. We're having a raffle, a fundraiser for the Research Center. It's going to start March 1st. It's going to end the 31st of March. 1 month. We're going to have a raffle for a all-inclusive pre-trip, including airline, your flight, all your food, your stay at the Research Center for 1 week in the summer. You can either go collecting with us, if you have proper import-export license, you can then have them shipped back to you, or you can just work at the Research Center, work in the aquarium. We're gonna gear it towards whatever the person wants to do. We're gonna still be collecting fish for people's research. We may have, I know we're gonna have a catfish research this summer. We may have someone working on electric eels, the world's foremost expert on electric eels, has talked to us about coming and staying for the summer as well. So there's a lot of opportunities. If you want to come and do an internship, you say, hey, maybe I'll get a free trip out of it. Sign up for the route. So we're going to officially announce it on March 1st. That's going to go live on Facebook, on our YouTube channel, Instagram. So if you're interested, you can also email me at amaze@amazonresearchcenter.org. Each ticket is only going to be $5,000.
Oh.
No, probably no more than $50, maybe less. We haven't really decided, but it's not going to be an outrageous. So thank you all for your attention. Thank you for inviting me here. And thank you to my little sister in the back, my sister-in-law and her granddaughter who came here just to see. I threatened them if they didn't. Thank you very much.
Pretty good. Well, Dr. Ed, before you go, I think it's the number between 1 and 30.
1 and 30. How about first day of spring is March 21st. It's also my birthday. So 21.
Terry Mullins.
Oh, no! It was red. Oh, man.
And where's Terry?
Terry.
Oh, it's your.
I know. So any questions at all?
Shall we break at this time and then people can actually
Sure.
come up and talk
Sure.
to you in
That's fine.
in close proximity? Is that
Close proximity, okay.
So we'll take about a 15-minute break, so we'll start.
I'll put my Bigfoot hat back on.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. We're still going to keep going, but taking a break. We are going to go. All right, guys.
There.
Cool. It is.
Beautiful day.
You still going live or you off now?
No, I'm still going. I don't know if I can do the auction or not. No,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Why not?
Oh,
Sweet.
you run out of power?
No, I'm good. I brought my charger. I just want to put it somewhere.
So they're seeing you right now?
No, I have the camera off, but I can.
They hearing
Turn it
you
on.
now?
Yeah, they hear us.
What's up, fish people?
Eduardo wanted you to be belly dancing.
Belly dancing.
Yeah. Like before.
Eduardo, you don't want to see all this.
Right when we
It's
first
all in the
started.
knees. Go just like that. Don't try to move your hips. Move your legs. There you go. How you doing?
Let me get the camera on for this.
That was too much for Cat.
Let's flip it.
Fine. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna reach and red light that.
I shared it on mine for you too, Ian, so hopefully people started.
At
Filter
one
in.
point, we had like
Cool.
30 people watching, and everyone was so excited to listen. Like, the chat just went dead silent for a while, and everyone, after a while, people were like, good lectures y'all are listening to.
Well,
Yeah, good
a lot of people are like Oktoberfest, so.
That's amazing. How degraded is an environment that kills red-tailed sharks? That's usually the last thing alive that they stopped feeding 6 months ago. I mean, down there in the muck. That's gotta be a
Well,
bad
I've heard they found a different population of red-tailed sharks.
Yeah. Well,
A
too big
small-
for
a
me
small
anyway, I
population.
mean. Yeah.
They're an aggressive little fish. I had him.
Yeah.
He was small, but he chased around my big cichlids like he was one of them.
Yeah, sometimes it's attitude with them. Yeah. One of those fish really goes, oh, it's so cute. Like that, you won't be so happy with it.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's the
going,
same
oh,
thing.
you got blackbird there. Get some SAE.
Well, this
Yeah,
one
they'll
just
go like
offered
crazy
the
if you
soda can
starve them.
and had
If you don't have
no
any other
clue
fish
what
in the
that
tank
was
and you don't feed them, they might eat it.
Yeah.
And even then, they're going to get big and mean.
I gave her the soda cans. I used to collect any kind of recyclable bottles.
When I was in
Yeah.
Oregon, I had
Even those red-tailed catfish, when you see them that big, $20, I won't. Nope.
Would I like to? Yeah, I'd like to have a tank that big too, but
Yeah, it's not that big.
not that big.
They need it. What up, YouTube? We check. Make sure everyone's doing good. Here, everything's good. You teleported outside. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I could just,
Yeah, or just have them there when, like, you want to watch them at night or whatever. But I guess if you had it regular, you know.
Having a great time over here. That was a great talk. Hope y'all were able to hear everything, and sorry you weren't able to see the slides very well, but we're doing what we can
It
on the
is the
stream.
first time we have streamed one of these.
And the next one will be on the Guppies channel, and it will go similarly like this. And I'm hoping y'all will go subscribe to that channel. I should have it pinned, but I am a terrible YouTuber, and I don't. But stay tuned for the auction. I will go in there and hop in through it, show you guys what else has shown up. There's been some more things added to the tables.
I'm excited to see Swordtails.
Yeah, I saw some swordtails.
I'm obsessed with Swordtails.
You are.
They're pretty fish.
you know, when my
They're my
I do
long-
actually have an empty tank.
I know.
So sad news, guys. I haven't given an update about this. We did lose the female Epistogramma Orange Flash, but we still have fry in the tank. So we're hoping to get some fry grown up. And there's little baby fish here, so there's like some nice rainbows too. I don't know. Rainbows are nice, man. I like rainbows, but they get pretty big and they like a 4-foot tank.
corner box
We are definitely trying to get more of the younger peoples in the clubs. That's one of the reasons we're doing the streaming.
What's going on, guys? Hope you're enjoying this. That was cooling and fired up today for the greater Portland.
I'm going inside.
Yeah.
The sun's too much for my
More, there's a lot of young people that watch YouTube and are on the internet and stuff, so it's another kind of demographic that we try to hit. What's that say? Streaming club meetings and events is going to be the future of building clubs.
Yes, it will.
And networking.
And for those that don't know it, it sounds like Dr. Anthony will be one of our speakers for Fishtoberfest. So if you were planning on coming out to Fishtoberfest, he is one of the guys that he's got like 20 different subjects he speaks on. So we will. Ian is our hero.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt. Dr. Anthony was awesome. Good to hear. And I am not sure if it's the rapper.
Hey, Fish Cakes, how you doing?
Blessed with Roland Holtz, the vice president.
How you doing? They all know Roland. He's been a lurker on my stream for quite some time now. They all know who that guy is.
Love Roland.
You guys got a lot of the same people?
A few. We got about 19 people in right now. We had 30 earlier.
Yeah, there'd be like 3 inches of water.
Did you do the show?
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed the talk.
Alex made it in for the talk.
Oh, good.
Glad Alex could make it.
Pretty soon you guys can see it. For those that live in Portland, all the fish you could be actually bidding on today, but you're not here, so I guess you won't.
Yeah. Sadly, you guys can't be bidden, but you'll be here able to see what we have and at least check it out as a participant. You know,
what do you need?
Just thinking.
That's scary.
Well, I'm trying to
Say hello to the people. Say hello.
Hi.
everybody.
Get up in front of the camera.
Everybody was saying hi to Danny earlier.
Hi.
Yeah, we actually aren't streaming tonight because we got to go up to my son's. He's leaving town after tonight, so.
Oh, is he going back overseas?
No, he's going to Pendleton to live now. So. Yeah, our last weekend to see our grandkids. So
Maybe somebody will pick it up on that time.
I've let you and I've let 503 know. So if one of you wants to do.
Tune for that. There might be a pop-up stream later at 6 p.m. Pacific.
I got to go get us started, guys. So I'll see y'all later.
We got to. Roland, you're always welcome, man. Good to see you. Yep.
What I used to do is always call Kenny. He would pick up.
Yep.
So would you have now coming here? Super blessed. Good. Oh yeah.
All right. 3-line Corys, Super Blue Carries, Crystal Nose, Celestial Pearl Danios, Heterandia Formosa, Okefenokee Blaze. Must be a color more. LP Gray Endlers, Xenotoka Dodorii, Silver Tetra. Ooh, Anubius Nana Pinto. Got some homework. More botanicals. Right at 140. Look at these. Japanese maple. Well, and there's more plants. Water wisteria. Some 3-spot gouramis. Oh, is it frozen? Whoop, whoop. It will be the second Sunday of every month, usually, but we might be switching it to the third weekend of every month. Still has to be brought up in the next board meeting, and every club member is invited to the board meetings. You will be getting your member number soon. Snoochie Boots, Ryan said that earlier. So least killifish. And those are the black marble swordtails. Sadly, there's no cichlids today.
I want either one of
Swordtails. And what are these? Gardner eye killifish?
breeding trio.
Oh.
Look at them.
Oh, look at those guys.
Either the marble swordtails or those ones. I like both of them.
Ooh, look at the male that's in there. Fire.
Right?
Long fin white and citrus. Those look nice. Can you see them? Nice long fins on them.
Some albino platinum guppies.
There's Bloody Mary shrimp. How many are in there? Oh, I see them all in there. Nice. Oh.
So when it comes to the auction, if you want to bid on something,
All right, guys.
Yeah, you good?
Good.
Whoa, look at the gun podium on that fella.
Thank you, thank you.
Pardon me.
I was gonna say, my wife's right there, come on, man.
I'm sorry, Kenny. I apologize. Danny, sorry.
This is blown up, it's not actual.
Oh, phew. Okay.
Okay, so, Okeefa Blaze, pronounce that for me, Lisa? Okay. Blaze. Lisa Kilke. Looks like we have about 6 of them in here. They're $5. Sorry. Got 5, I've got 6.
7, 8, 9. 9 in the back. Once, twice, sold. Number?
724.
How much? 724 for $9. I just looked up on the thing up there. Okay, so we got some celestial pearl Danios. Again, 5 to 6 of them. Probably about an inch in size.
Wow, so they're huge.
That's huge. They're
Half an inch.
Half inch probably. I am a fisherman too, so I tend to exaggerate.
Okay. You know, Kenny, I got to tell a story. I bought some of these fish that Regis bred here at the club. I took them home and I myrtleized them during the ice storm. It was really a sad thing because they'd grown up, they were looking great, everything was good. Cleaned out the tank to some certain extent, did a water change and everything, and Regis came over to my house. And when he was at my house, I was telling him the terrible story, and he looked in the tank, and he's like, "What are those little fish swimming around in there?" And they were baby celestial pearl Danios.
Wow.
That had survived through everything in the Java moss, and I raised them, and I was able to bring them in and turn them in. And then we joked about how they came from a very sturdy strain of fish. But beautiful fish.
Ice storm proof.
Yeah.
These little babies, 2 little fish. $5 I'll open the bid on these. I hear 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 once, twice. Sold. John, bidding on those?
Fantastic. And it all to the club. That is wonderful. Yeah.
He sees feeder.
Oh.
Spanish, Mexican,
Yeah.
It's going crazy.
Wow.
I have 4 females and no males.
Xenotoka.
Yep. Xenotoka dodorii.
Beautiful fish. Danny and I kept them. The male gets a beautiful yellow head. Females get some wild, crazy markings on the side. These are probably half inch, probably 6 of them. 16.
They're huge babies.
So let's start these at $5. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 going once, twice, sold. Remember number?
154, I believe.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh.
Lisa, I will have you explain these guys. These are the Waigai River ones.
Yes. And they're kind of a cooler water rainbow.
Where did you get where did they read it from?
They call them Highland rainbow.
No, the person who got that
Oh,
from.
Brian Rainey.
Oh.
Yeah.
So these are kind of a hard rainbow to get. I probably would start these at $20. So you're $20. Got 20 in the back. 20 going once, twice, sold. 684 it looks like. And we're supposed to be buying fish on it.
You can only be good for so long, though, you know.
Right, Maggie. So we got some albino bristlenose.
They're actually, if there's a difference, they're actually the bushy nose variety. So they've got some fairly significant shrubbery on their nose.
Just the lady.
What?
The lady in the picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the lady.
That's the lady.
She's not quite so showy.
Right.
Well, they must not like ladies with bristles either,
Right?
you know?
Exactly. She just had some sneaking.
But the ladies are often bristly. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'll start these at $5.
Hey,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 going once, twice, sold. 154. Reed just got us some
Slurpee Tetras.
and he says he obtained them from a place called the Wet Spot.
Oh, for crying out loud. Dubious. Dubious.
These are really healthy. I've personally bought probably 5 or 6, 7 different things from Regis already, and all of them are doing awesome. So we'll start these at $5. Got 5 here. Going once, twice, sold.
Oh, they're not.
You got the parrots over here?
So did you go from left to right here too?
Yes. Go back.
Ooh.
Those are your wife's babies.
Wow.
You're incredible already.
Oh,
Huh.
So these are the super blue carry tetras. If you've never seen them, they're about this big and they're absolutely blue in color, about as blue as Ryan's shirt there, if not a little better.
Oh,
Good.
or like that.
Oh, why'd you tell him?
like that.
Like that blue. So anyway, guys, I start these off at $10. So you're $10. You got 10 in the back. 10 going once.
15.
We got 15 here.
What?
16. 16 in the back.
20.
We got 20. 20 going once. Twice. Sold.
109. Thank you. Isn't that nice?
it's because it's Valentine's Day for me, right?
Right. Yeah, that and the Valentine's Day air compressor.
It was the Mother's Day.
Oh, it's a Mother's Day air compressor.
So
That's
we got
right.
some 3-line Cory cats. Compliments of Mr. Regis. Cute little guys. Very healthy. Price to start these at least $10. So here's $10. Got 10 in the front. Or here anywhere else. 10 going once. What? $11. 12. 13. 14. Going once. Twice. Sold.
Number 704.
Now you get the bristles.
There's a bristle nose guy.
Yeah. The plain old brown one. Okay.
Good of the fit.
So a regular bristle nose, I'll start these at $5. Got 5 in the back, right here 6. 5 going once, twice, sold.
Wow, that was a good picture.
No.
That's literally a male.
724.
So Mr. Jeff Owen brought us in some humpback plenium. These are super cool little live bears. Danny and I have kept these, still have them. We're already making you on steak space and I won't let them.
They're actually yours.
So we got 5 of them. Start these at $5. Right here 5. Got 5 in the back. Right here 6. 5 going once, twice, sold.
Why is there a speaker that can grab those? He's taking some back to California.
I almost was gonna bid. But
These are supplied by Jeff Allen as well. We got some silver tip tetras. Looks to be at least 5. I would say it might even be 6 in there. $5 I'll start these at. We got 5 right here. Right here 6. 5 going once, twice, sold. This is just again, nice big clump of nano petite.
It's over here. It's low grade.
Excuse me, dubious nano.
There's another one over there. There's another one over there.
Is that a flow light?
If it has higher light, you'll get more white through the leaves.
Okay.
Right now, that piece was under Amazon storage, so it didn't have full light.
So they're variegated then?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll start this at $5. I hear $5. I got 5 in the back. I hear 6. Got 6 here, 7, 8, 8 in the back. Going once, twice, sold. Remember?
724. 724.
You ready, Ryan? Yep.
All right, Ryan, now it's delicious.
Okay. All of you brought back, congratulations on that. Keep on breeding and keeps the club going. We love that. So the next table will be the donation
It could
table.
be 1, 2 different, or 1. It's up to you. That's you. That's extra large Amazon Research Center shirt. And Amazon Research Center cup.
We'll keep them together.
Yep.
So Amazon Research extra large shirt with a nice Amazon Research cup. I'll go with $10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Got 21 in the back. Going once, twice, sold. Ginormous bag of hornworm. Well, hold on. How much did you go for? Sorry.
21.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You good? Yep, I'm good now. Ginormous bag of hornworm. Start with $5. We got 5 in the front. Do I hear 6? 5 going once, twice, sold.
109.
You got guppy magic now.
Oh.
So we got a bag of alder cones. Start these at $2. I got 2 right up front. I hear 3. Once, twice, sold. Would you like more than 1? We have 2.
Yeah, I'll take both.
So it's 2 times.
That worked
2.
out pretty good. Well played.
Yeah.
Remember number?
704. No, 2. Sorry.
I said that.
702.
You're looking at.
Okay. This is a bag of sugar maple leaves. I'll start it at 2 as well. How about a buck? Second.
Your shrimp will love these.
They will pick and please.
Yes.
Aren't you 704 PM?
I always thought I was 704, but apparently today I learned it's 702.
Okay. Is 704 here as well?
Yes. That's what I brought everything as.
Okay, Danielle, is he 702 or
I haven't
704?
talked to the membership person, but he was 702 forever, and then all of a sudden, a couple of months ago, he switched to 704.
That might have been a mistake on my end.
Oh.
Well, I tell you, I don't know who 704 is, but they've been buying a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, as long as more than one person's not using 704 right now, then I'm okay.
Anybody else think they're 704?
All right, guys, I'll clean the deal. We got 3 bags of assorted different types of maple leaves. Is that worth $2 anyway? We got $2 in the front. Going once, twice, sold. To 702 or 704, we're not sure. How much? $2 total.
What's the difference? Call them 703 for the rest. Or just 700 to 705. It's, and then you just pick.
I can double check. I can look at my records afterwards. I don't know right now.
Okay.
Just use 704. Now this is kind of cool and different. Somebody brought a hand knit glass polishing cloth. Somebody took some time to make this. I'll throw in these spawning mops as well with this. I'll start at $5 on this. This is kind of cool. like a little mitt that she made that you can wipe your tanks with.
It takes the drips off the front of the glass without having to use any kind of glass cleaner.
Nice. I'll go 5. So here's 6. Once, 6, 7, 8. 8 in the back. So we got once, twice sold to Kim.
So like that, 704.
We're all just 704 today.
So we have a jar of paramecia. Y'all aren't familiar with it. It's good for your itty bitty fry. It's not for them to eat. It's a way for you to start your own culture. And they also included the directions on how to do it. I'll start this at $2. Got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Going once, twice, sold. Now you have the option, since you were the highest bidder, there's 2 bottles. Would you like a both? Just one. Does anybody else want the other one for $16? What's the number? So we got one to her, and then Mike would like a bottle as well. You get it, Ryan? Almost that.
Oh! Careful with that knife.
When you when you get home, leave the jar lid loose. You might. When you get home, leave the jar lid loose.
Roland, how old is that culture? How long have you kept that going?
Okay, that's it for the donations. All right, so for those that missed the Kerry Blues earlier, these are the adults.
Those are actually the best that I bought from Danny.
These are from our collection?
Yeah. Those are the GPAS.
Looks like 6 of them. Like I said, they are full size, so they'll be ready to breed.
These are proven breeders.
Well, yeah, he brought,
Yeah, those are the parents of the ones that are.
Price just doubled.
How long is it?
These are full grown, probably about an inch. My inch, so probably like.
Inch and a half.
Tell number?
701.
701. Matter of fact, Ryan, for the next 6, it will be 701.
Yeah.
Including this one. So I'll start these at $10. We got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Going once, twice, sold to 124.
No, 704.
31?
31.
If everybody gets to use that number, I got kids.
701 again, Brian. So these are the adult survey Tetras.
And there's 6 there, there are 5 in here.
6 in this bag. $10. I hear $10. We got 10 here, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Going once, twice, sold.
He'll take both bags.
There are 2 bags. The other one has 5.
This one's only got 5.
Yeah.
You want the 5 for the same price? Huh?
Yeah. For 15% less.
So that's rolling times 2.
You can barely do with one rolling, though. You can try two.
You knew that was Regis still, right?
Yep.
Okay.
701. Thank you.
Well, from questionable establishments.
So it's about 3.
There's 3.
So we got 2 2 males, 1 female?
Yes.
Okay, 2 males, 1 female, least killifish. Start these at $5, right here, $5. Got $5, $6, $6 to run here to the front. Going once, twice, sold.
713.
Steve has the rest of those, when
I don't have them.
I thought you were trying to read them.
I got, somebody wanted to buy them.
I
was going to, but then somebody really wanted them.
Ooh, good old chunks of Velson area Italian tiger.
And that's really easy plant to just take off.
Start this at $10, right here, $10. $5.
Not like I didn't.
5, 6, 7, 8. 8 going once,
Somebody give me more money.
twice, sold.
702.
There's only bags, you want a both.
No, I'll just take one.
Yeah,
One.
That's right. Somewhere between 700 and 705.
Would anybody like this bag for $8? Well, that's it for his. Now, the next one we're going to be selling, Ryan, is 667.
Hold on. What just happened, 724, got the fifth bag, for how much?
$8.
Also, makes sense. And then one more for 701, selling?
That was my last one.
Okay.
So the next one's going to be 667, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of 667. Or you could do it.
Yeah.
We'd be back on bag 2.
So we got, this is from 667, it's water wisteria. He did put on here possible ram horn snails in here. But it looks like a pretty good clump. I'll do $5. I hear $5. Do I hear $2? 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Going once, twice, sold. Number, Mr. Britton?
609.
Thank you.
Okay, we got a little clump of Anubias nanopinto here again.
That was a higher variation.
It's probably a good 2 inches tall. Lots of stems coming off of it. $5. I hear 5. I hear 2. Got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going once, twice, sold.
702.
3-spot gouramis.
Yeah.
We got 3 of them. I know you're bidding on these.
This is also 667?
Yeah, 667. I hear $2 start out of these cute little gouramis. We got $2 in the bag.
Now, these are really rare in the wild, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Going once,
Okay, didn't we just point
twice,
this out?
sold for $2.
Yeah, the rounding 2 spots, same day.
724?
That's a small miscalculation.
Yeah,
That's
right.
So this is it says mixed guppy endler bag. 667 is the seller.
Thank you.
And we got what, probably 6 to 8 in there?
It is 9.
9, okay. So we got 9 of them in here. I hear $2. Got $2 in the front. Do I hear 3? Got 3, 4, 5, 6. Going once, twice, sold.
713. There are very few problems. Very few.
Okay. Mike. Oh, it's Mike Britton?
Yeah.
What's your member number, Mike?
609.
Okay. You got that right?
But not very reading my experience.
Oh, my eyes suck.
Well, the label sucks.
This is a ginormous piece of Mapani wood.
It's well experienced.
Yeah. Well, we already established last night.
Hey. It's what?
It's made an outside tank.
Anyways, this is a ginormous piece. I would say we should probably be at least $20 on this. At least 20. Do I hear 20? They got 20 right in the front. Do I hear anything higher than 20? Going once, twice, sold. That's a good buy.
Stolen.
Yep. Gold for $20.
Thank you.
Very well.
You can't do that anymore.
Why is that?
Because there's no more kids. That.
You gotta steal, buddy. You gotta steal.
So Ryan is going to be
They get a lot of
switching
baggage
to
down there.
number 704 for the next thing.
There's no more of that coming from Chicago? No. We should have bought it to hedge against inflation.
And see?
Yes.
Could've sold
Hey,
it for
John,
$1 million
it's making me real glad that you and I made that trip that day, then.
Pick up that full of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm wishing I would have scuba dived for the rest of it now. Okay, so this is member number 704, which I believe is Mr. Ian. Yep. Formerly 702.
Yep.
He's 704 today. All right.
Okay.
So we got dwarf thatch. I mean, it's a ginormous clump of a bunch of little flatlets. Say $5 to start. We got 5. I hear 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9. Going once, twice, sold.
I like that. Kenny kind of had that. You get some sag, and you get some sag.
I heard that doesn't grow good in Eastern Oregon.
Hey.
Good. No, everything grows good in Eastern
in
Oregon.
my yard on accident
They all male,
and couldn't believe
Yeah,
how
I
much was
mean,
left.
males,
3 months
females.
later.
I think they're males because they were all fighting.
Well, the females fight.
Yeah, the females are usually more black. I've got one pair, and so those are the ones that weren't part of the pair.
Substrate, like roots in it.
Let's just say unsexed.
Yeah, I'm gonna say unsexed for right now.
How many are there?
3.
There's one in each bag that we're selling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to put them all in the same
So we
bag.
got zebra acara. If you guys have never seen these fish, they are amazing. Cool fish. Pretty rare still in the hobby. They're not as rare in Portland for some reason. I don't know why that is. We have a guy in the club that might know a thing or two
They're more,
about them.
they're more rare in the Amazon than they are in Portland. I mean, yeah.
I think the Willamette will have them soon. So anyway, I think I'll start this fish at a minimum of $20. I hear $20.
You're perpetuating the myth.
are they flexible yet?
Start at $5.
Is it a boy or is it a girl?
I think they're all
Yeah,
boys.
if it's a girl, it's worth $20.
Yeah.
If
We
it's
started at $5. I hear $5.
right,
We got 5. Are you wanting to sell them for this?
I don't care.
Okay, $5 in the front. Going once, twice, sold to Mr. Terry. There's 3 bags of them. Would you like all 3?
Yeah, I'll take all.
No, you don't want all 3.
Apparently,
one of them might be a gal. You never know.
you never know.
Terry?
The males go now to choose.
Right. Or you just pack it right off, no problem.
That's one male albino bristlenose.
Just trying to see his face. All right, so we got a male albino bristlenose. He's probably a good 3 inches, maybe even 4. I hear $5 for this guy. $2. 2, 3, 4. 4 going once, twice, sold. Would you like both of them? Huh?
Yes.
What?
Oh,
That's a breeding pair.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
that's
deal.
different.
Yeah,
So
that's for breeding.
there's $4.
okay.
You know his number? 109?
We need that.
Yes.
Say yes to both of us? Well, you bred these or are they just a pair?
No, I've bred them. I've
You
got.
guys have bred it this size.
When I pulled them out of the tank, I pulled some fry out with them.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
nice.
have like 13 babies from there.
This is the pair.
I know, but one fish was $4.
This is the pair, Roland. That was a separate fish.
These fish could be ugly, you don't know. The other ones-
So this is a breeding pair of bristlenose. Breeding pair of bristlenose.
All right.
The sharpest hole of the
I hear $10 for a proven pair. We got 10 in the back. I hear 11. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 right here. Going once, twice, sold. 1, 2, 4. That's it for that. That particular seller there, Ryan. Okay. Thank you. Seller 589.
Who's Michael's? What is it?
Mine.
Extra water quality or what?
What?
Hey, these are supplied by member 589.
Yeah, there's cannons.
So there's 11 of them in here? Who's 589?
Right here.
Is that 11 of them in there? Is that what that is?
Yeah, 11 years I could tell. There's over 10, I know that.
They've got good color.
What are they?
They are Bloody Mary shrimp.
No.
So
No.
I think we'll start these at a minimum of $10. We got $10 right here. 10 going once, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 going once, twice, sold. 1, 2, 4.
Wow, less than $2 a shrimp. Yes.
They were all boys. Oh, no. Those are the same seller.
These guys here?
Yeah.
They're little. Ryan, the next three will be member number 681. Well, I think you might know that guy. I know him quite well. Well, tell us about this trip. Conagian, is that what that is?
Onterdifolia or something like that.
That's the one.
Onterdifolia. It's a unusual crypt. It's got these kind of
Big broadleaf
spade-shaped leaves and stuff. I throw it in tall 90-gallon tank and yeah, got a nice carpet.
Two very large plants.
Yeah, I pulled out two good-sized plants.
I think we should go at least, what, $10?
Sure, why not?
We got 10 in the back. Oh, it's me, 10 in the back. Okay. Got 10,
At least 10.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, they went down quick. Going once, twice, sold to Mr. Mackey.
109. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you. Whoever's got guppies, who got those bag of guppies? You got some pearl weed. Very generous clump. Probably should start this at least $5. Got 5 here, do I hear 6? 5 going once, twice, sold.
713.
You watch Lucas Press's channel, Ellery, he loves pearl weed. All right, massive amounts of dwarf sage again. Very generous, probably at least 8 to 10 plants in here.
What are they, about 8 to 10 inches long?
They're tiny. That's why it's called dwarf.
Little carpeting plant.
Try open this up at $10. I hear $10. Got 10 in the front. 10 going once, twice, sold to Terry.
I took a lot of restraint.
Number again, Terry? Not in there?
Well done.
So Ryan, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, all this is good? Yeah. Oh, so the remainder of the auction is going to be Lisa 3, and that's 683. 683. This is a beautiful pair of platinum, albino platinum guppies. Got a male and a female, gorgeous little guys. Got beautiful veiled tails. I start these off at least at $10. I hear $10.
They even come with their favorite piece of hornwort or something in it, don't they?
Yeah. She always, that's her signature, man.
Nice.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
It's the combo burrito.
16 going once, twice, sold to the lady in the back.
Number?
4.
Thank you. Maybe I should have you be the auctioneer. My wife. She gets scared and puts her hand down.
Right.
So we got long fin albino Brisnos. They're from the Greg Sage line.
Ooh.
And they are gorgeous. Got 4 of them. I guess you were nice enough to put it there for me again. So we got 4 of them. Probably should go at least 20 to start on these. Right here, $20. Got 20 in the front.
Yeah.
21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Going once, twice, sold.
What's your number, Randy?
701.
701. 701? Are you sure? Because that's between 700 and 705.
Could be 704.
Oh, could be.
Those Monty Rainbows. We got about 9 or 10 in here. Those Monty Rainbows, juveniles, probably 9 to 10 of them in here.
There's two back. There's one more back.
Same amount?
Same, 9 or 10.
Okay.
Huh? Now, I asked Lisa about these, and she said that this particular variety is strikingly orange, which makes them desirable.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think what Ryan's trying to say, we should open this at $30.
Well,
We'll start this at $10. I hear $10. 10 in the back. Do I hear 11 anywhere? You got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Going once, twice, sold. Do you want full fat?
Yeah.
So 684 times 2, or whatever I just said, $21.
very nice. Good pull.
That's a good steal.
Yeah,
That's
a
a
bargain.
steal.
Yeah.
For a super fancy Bozemanite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, these are gorgeous too. So we got some red Koi Tuxedo Guppies. Looks like there's 8 of them, and it looks like I see at least 2 females in there. Start these at $10. We got 10 in the back, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 going once, twice, sold to Mr. Mackey.
Thank you.
Those are gorgeous. So these are some more of those fancy rainbows. These are the remainder for juveniles she had left. How many are in there, Lisa, roughly? So we got 7 of them. And again, their rarity means they should bring at least $10 to start. Right here, $10. Got 10 in the back. Going once, twice, sold.
I'll take everything. Yeah.
684, Ryan.
That's it. I'm not handing fish to you anymore. Forget about it.
684 for $10. One back, right?
Yep.
So we got some marbled swordtails. black marble. Looks to be at least 8 to 10 in this as well.
Give you $20 for it.
We got 20 to start. Do I hear any more than $20?
Shock and awe for the win.
The man just went 21. Oh! 22.
Oh, I can't.
Going once, twice, sold. He wanted on for a minute, then he saw you weren't going to play, so he backed right off.
7:30.
Thank you.
My wife wondered if I had to do it.
Now these are kind of cool. It's a Guardian Killifish breeding trio.
Gardner eye.
Gardner eye killifish. It's a trio. Let's start these off at $5. So here's $5. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
starter
13,
killie.
14, 15,
Beautiful
16,
fish.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Going once, twice, sold.
Nice.
Well, that is it. That is the auction.
Can we hang around for a little while and chat with our speaker and
Absolutely.
do that kind of stuff?
All I would ask, we got to have everybody out by 3 o'clock at the latest.
I want to thank our speakers for flying up.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
So if you bought anything, be sure to see Ryan on your way out. Ryan, you should have been in the front.
Right. Excellent. Well done.
Yeah, it's actually.
Ugh.
Okay,
Do you need any of those?
Dang, I tried to get those freaking killifish.
How much you selling them for?
Ah.
I'd like to, I mean, if I got 6, I could share a bucket each.
You want 6? Hey guys, another thing, if you didn't see these up front, Ryan makes these cute little huts. You can buy these for $6 a piece if you're here today. They are sturdy, they're little ceramic, so pistols love them. Almost any of your little cichlids love these guys.
Fuckos will breed in them too.
Yeah. Door flap like them too. Yeah. It is.
Well,
All right. You've got greens and reds.
You did even better.
Try to find like a yellow one.
There's actually brown. They can see them, and then there are the red ones and the green. So. That's the red color. And then there is the green ones like this.
you guys must have to kill them, all right?
And then there's
So much less expensive.
Ugh.
and then there's some brown ones as well.
You walk out of there, it's like a
Ugh. Yeah, guys, I try not to do too much, but we did get some plants and some little baby cories. And we did get to sell the zebra car.
Yeah.
I know. I tried in a 1 gallon tube that's got a trigger. No, like 1.7. But with the little cube, it's got a little it's growing. They're making nice feet, so.
Want that one? Okay. I gotta get changed for when I go.
Hey guys, real quick, Steve had something he wanted to talk about with us all while we're here. If you haven't met Steve, he's the owner of the Cichlid Exchange. So I'm going to open the floor to him for a couple minutes and talk about a pretty heated subject.
Oh, yeah.
New legislation.
Take my mask off and talk about this real quick.
Tell us.
If you haven't, I'm sure you may have heard it. If you haven't, there's a bill that's gone through the United States House of Representatives, which is now coming up to the Senate. It's an amendment to the Lacey Act.
Hey guys.
Yeah, that's what I
And
meant.
it's a little more important than, there's one guy speaking online now who said it wasn't very important, but it actually is. The bill is to basically regulate tropical fish, birds, amphibians, reptiles, arachnids, anything that's not a dog or a cat or a guinea pig or a rabbit. Anything that's imported in the United States technically could be illegal, which means tropical fish imports would stop. There's also the interesting fact that says it'll also be illegal to take tropical fish across state lines, which means literally you can't take, even if you move, you can't take your fish to another state with you. There's also a lot of, I'm not the most versed on every aspect of this, but there are parts of it that are not good. And there's going to be, what it means is there's going to call a white list and a black list. If they approve an item to be had, then we can have it. But until it is approved, we cannot have it. And if any one state, any individual state decides that it is a problem in their state, that makes it illegal in every state, which is also a big problem. The problem with the bill is it's attached to another whole bunch of other stuff that actually makes a lot of sense. And that's how it probably got through the House, without, because no one really read it as well. Like several thousand-page bill that went through. So
they kind of slid it.
And they slid it into the back at the last minute. And I'm not sure who did it. Nobody really knows, but it could be a real problem. So we need to be sure that this does not pass the Senate. If it does, that's a bad thing, because then they'll have to determine. The only thing that could help us at all is there is a provision that says anything that was imported in a reasonable quantity will be allowed, but they don't define reasonable quantity either. So we don't want to have, which I read I listened to a guy talking about the other day that we'll let it pass and then we'll worry about that later. That's a really bad idea, because sometimes, the Senate, we actually don't even know if they'll vote on it either. Sometimes they don't vote on anything. But if they do vote it through, to try to get amendments done afterwards is a bad idea. And that could take years in the meantime. So we want to make sure that they do not pass this at any basis. Otherwise, our hobby is really in dire trouble. So it'll affect. This is federal. This will affect tropical fish as we know it. So yes, we will still be able to have guppies and common fish for sure, because those are enough quantities. It's just anything beyond the common. Like today, that rainbow fish would be illegal for sure. Anything else we have, that Kisakocha would be illegal. Anything, and they can actually, if they really want to, they can come to your house and take it from you because it's deemed illegal, which they probably wouldn't do. But we do not want to give the United States Fish and Wildlife Service this much power to say that, oh, you can't have this. And the other problem is, how are they going to regulate this? So until they figure all that out, I can't believe they're going to try to vote this through, because in the meantime, they'll just make everything illegal before they decide what is legal. So we need to be sure it does not pass.
Should we send mail to our congressmen and our senators?
We need to talk to our senators at this point. And they're getting a lot of mail, I'm sure, right now. We just need to make sure they vote this down.
You guys want to look at this bill in depth, like Alex, the history in your aquarium has it posted on his channel, talking about what its repercussions are going to be. We're going to put it on the Guppies website as well.
So it's not a good thing.
The whole competing side, the amendment of the
well, there's a lot of good points, but this is too broad. Right. It needs to be reworded. You cannot go through this hard.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from, but I have one too.
Did you bring one of these with you today?
No, they brought it out of,
Yeah, I have one too, so I don't know where the second one came from.
Already have it sorted out.
You know what? I think I'm and I'll get another one.
Okay.
What's your opinion on stop recording red pencils?
All right, guys.
Well, I'm not going to stop the flow. But yeah, it
there's less of a demand, yeah, they may do it. The problem is,
Sorry?
one of the problems they have is they haven't
Oh, you already have that one?
Yeah. The last survey was done in 2009.
Yeah. So guys, we will still be going for a little bit. I'm gonna go outside, have a little chat.
You want that in there?
Yeah. Potential surveys, catfish in that environment. At that point, then we'll know really what's going on. Because that was the village of Alvarenga. Fishermen really are doing much contain field. Then they slash and burn, so it doesn't say it's not worse.
I just wish, we could just suppliers I just wish they would all do any kind of job of conditioning before they come out, because the fish that ship are terrible, of course they're gonna die. I don't know why they want to kill me, because that's been my thing forever. When you send a fish, your cousin, it has to be a good fish. Everybody's proud if you stand behind it. There's stuff we can do so bad.
I don't think that's no. There you go. And their fish have gone down.
Yep. Last name too, just like. That's me. There's somebody down there that's making sure that survive this come back and take care of it. No matter.
Well, I actually, every person I know I will say the thing. The smaller outfit,
I just want people to take care of it. Supposed to be, I mean, this is a living thing. Yeah, and the way we hear each other, this. I got another. I don't know what this. What this actually gonna do it. Yeah.
This All right, guys.
Yeah, it really is. And I used to deal with Stingray all the time, and then.
I'm gonna pull it off. I got invited.
You gonna take that? All right.
Okay.
Here's Ron. No one's asking a question.
I'm just gonna look for it.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We are probably going to be ending it soon, and we will do a stream later. Probably will be streaming at 6 o'clock for Danican Aquatics because he will not be streaming tonight. And we'll show you guys what all we got, talk about the club meeting and whatever else. But that's going to be the end of today's stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. And if you haven't catch the replay, I want to say thank you to my moderators and everyone that showed up. Really appreciate it. Look out for the next month, for the next club meeting. And I will catch you all later. Peace out.